The Aventon Sinch. Hello everyone, welcome to Brian Unboxed. In this video, we're going to look at the Aventon Sinch step-through electric bike. Here is a look at how the bike comes in. The bike is packaged well with all the foam and plastic protecting it. This is one of the easiest bikes I have put together as everything is pretty much assembled. It's just a matter of unpacking and unfolding the bike and putting on the reflectors. I have included the video from the company website in the description for reference. Along with the bike, you get a box with all the tools, charger, reflectors, and user guide. Here it is unfolded, and you can make adjustments with the handlebar height and seat as you see fit. And you can see the latch to fold the handlebar stem along with the latch for the frame. And this is how it looks when it's folded. This is the step-through model, and it comes in two colors, bonfire red and moss green. Just to go over some brief specs, this has an aluminum alloy frame, 48 volt 500 watt brushless rear hub motor, 48 volt 672 watt hour LG removable battery, backlit LCD display with app, front suspension, 5 pedal assist levels, 40-mile range, Class 2 with a top speed of 20 miles per hour with the throttle and up to 25 miles an hour with pedal assist, 7-speed cassette, mechanical front and rear disc brakes, 20 by 4-inch tires, and the bike weighs in at 68 pounds. And here is a look at the overall dimensions. This bike is ideal for riders in the 4'11" to 6'2" range. A brief walkthrough around the bike, you will see that the front post has the handlebar adjustment and the latch. By the front wheel, you have the disc brakes, front suspension, and 20 by 4-inch tires. Towards the middle and the rear, you have the battery keyhole, the battery, charging port, kickstand, and disc brakes. On the other side, you have the rear motor, 7-speed cassette, rear derailleur, and the latch to fold the frame. By the handlebar area, you have the brakes, throttle, controls, LCD display, and gear shifter. Looking at the display further, you can see that the numbers and icons are readable, and you can adjust the backlight settings. Pressing the I button will also cycle through the trip, average speed, timer, odometer, and environmental readings. And pressing the plus button will increase the pedal assist levels, and pressing the minus will decrease it. You can get into the additional settings by holding down the I button, and you can clear the trip, adjust the brightness, set units, and connect to the app. In the app, you can toggle the brightness, speed setting, as well as see all the measurements and your riding history. And finally, this has a walk assist feature. Just hold down the minus button for a few seconds until the icon appears and the motor will activate. Now I'll show some footage of the bike in use. I will test it out on rough terrain, show the different pedal assist levels, throttle, test the brakes, see how it does uphill, downhill, and then give my thoughts. Alright, now I'm going to do the rough terrain test. I'm going to take it on this grassy area and then a rough trail on the side. This does have front suspension forks and also the fat tires. So let's see how it does. I'm going to use a combination of the throttle and pedaling. It's not bad at all. It's taken the bumps pretty well. All right, we just took it on the that grassy area, and now I'm gonna take it down this rough trail. Just a side note, the clicking noise you hear is my microphone hitting my camera mount. Now I'm going to test the pedal assist levels. This has 5 pedal assist modes. I'll start off with 1, bring it up to 5, and see how fast each level goes. After that, we'll just use the throttle and see how fast that goes. All right, I'm going to start off with pedal assist 1 right now. Okay, about 9 miles per hour with pedal assist 1. Going to 2 now. About 15. Pedal assist 3. You can definitely feel it pick up speed. 19 miles an hour. Number 4. About 21 and 5. About 24 miles per hour on pedal assist 5. 25. And hitting the brakes. Okay, we just did the test with the pedal assist and got up to 25 miles per hour. Now I'm just going to use the throttle and let's see how fast we can get it up to. Yeah, it picks up pretty quick. The motor is nice and quiet. It's not too loud, but you can definitely hear it, you know, once you start accelerating. But after that, it's pretty quiet. So we got up to 20 miles per hour here, and it's holding it pretty well. So it looks like with the throttle, 20 miles per hour. Now I'll test out the brakes. I'll bring the bike up to top speed, and as soon as I get into view, I'll hit the brakes, and you can use the parking lines as a guide. Now I'm gonna do the uphill test. This road has a nice incline. I'm gonna use the throttle and let's see if it holds the speed. After that, I'll proceed with the downhill test. So this is the uphill test now. So we're at 20 miles per hour right now. Again, the bike is nice and smooth, frame feels solid, the stem, the handlebar stem, no rattles, feels sturdy. So we're holding about 19 miles per hour and we're approaching this turn. Let's see how it handles here. Again, nice and smooth. So holding, it's maintaining the speed, 19 to 20 miles per hour. All right, now I'm gonna do the downhill test. We're definitely gonna pick up some speed. I may have to slow it down as I approach that turn. Okay, let's see how it does. All right, it got up to 20 miles per hour, pretty quick. And we're about hitting about 21. I'm just using just the throttle right now. So definitely, you know, a strong motor. It holds the speed as we approach those turns and go uphill. Very comfortable ride. Here are my thoughts on the bike. This was the easiest bike that I have put together since everything was pretty much assembled. You can be up and running within a few minutes. I like the fact that you don't have to attach the front wheel, as the majority of e-bikes that I have put together in the past requires that. The build and finish on the bike is excellent. It's well put together. The red paint stands out and it has a nice bright glossy finish. The frame is solid and I'm a fan of the step-through version. It makes it easy to get on and off the bike. The ride was smooth and very quiet throughout my testing. You barely hear the motor. The steering felt stable and firm, no rattles or noises with the bike. The seat is comfortable and I didn't have problems with it on longer rides. And the front suspensions help in absorbing a bit of the rough terrain along with the fat tires. It's versatile and it can handle multiple surfaces. There is an ample amount of power with the 500 watt motor and it gets up to the top speed of 20 miles per hour just with the throttle. With pedal assist, I was able to achieve 25 miles per hour. You may need to adjust the top speed in the app if you're not reaching those speeds. The brakes are powerful and there's good stopping power. Overall battery range was good, but that will depend on your usage of the throttle and pedal assist to get the rated 40-mile distance. The LCD display is bright and visible on sunny days, and it's easy to read and intuitive. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is I wish they included front and rear fenders along with a front light. Overall, I feel this is an excellent step-through foldable e-bike. The design is sleek and it's very portable so you can transport it easily. This is another solid bike by Aventon in my opinion. So that is my review of the Aventon Sinch Step-Through Electric Bike. If you like my video, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button as well. Until next time, this is Brian Unboxed. Take care everyone.